Hello, Great Mountain Musical Festival. It's an honor for me to be here for the first time, and I'm really much enjoying my time here, playing wonderful music with great musicians and enjoying the fantastic audience. Yes, it's the first time to Pyeongchang for me. I've been in the Gangwon-do area before, and I've seen the east side, the sea, as well. But at this festival in Alpensia is the first time. I really like the nature, to be high in the mountains. Where I come from, the Netherlands, we don't have mountains. It's all very flat. So whenever I go to see mountains, it makes me very happy. And this place is also really nice with the setting that audience can enjoy music, many concerts, but also some entertainment going up to the mountains. So it's a wonderful mixture. I hope that people here are also enjoying the concerts that we give. Yes, it's wonderful that they program different music. The theme is of course French chic this year, but they also program older, like more classical music like Mozart and also Bach. But they also program modern classical music, which I enjoy very much. So the mixture of the different styles I think is also nice for the audience to learn more about the different styles of classical music, and of course to be able to demonstrate the harp as a solo instrument is also very nice. Of course, there are many great concerts being held here. For me, tomorrow actually I have a really nice performance with a violinist in a duo performance by Saint-Saëns. And on Saturday I will have two pieces that I will play with an ensemble by Claude Debussy and Maurice Ravel. And they have written two of the best harp pieces, I think, in the history of harp compositions. So I'm really looking forward to play those pieces. Well, I've been wondering why I have chosen the harp when I was young. I was born in Korea, but when I was 2 I moved to the Netherlands. And when I was 8 years old I wanted to choose an instrument, but I knew that I didn't want an instrument that everybody around me already played. Like the piano, the violin, the flute. Everybody played those instruments already. I wanted to find an instrument that was unique, an instrument that was special. There was one girl at my school that played the harp, and when I saw the instrument I knew immediately that that was the instrument I was looking for. And what touched me was the pure sound of the instrument and the way you play it with only your fingertips, so very direct contact. And when I came to Korea in 2008, after 23 years, I looked around and I searched for the sound of the harp, if I could find it in maybe the Korean folk instrument. And then I heard the Kiya Goon, and I thought, that is an instrument I can relate to, but I think it's a beautiful instrument, and perhaps maybe before I turned 2 I might have heard the Kiya Goon and got that in my head. A little bit, yes. I met different Kiya Goon players, also Hwang Yun-ki, so I was very honored to meet him. And I've learned a little bit about the playing technique. It's very different than on the harp, but I've had some more research also into arirang and the different versions of arirang, and listening to the way they play, I try to imitate the sounds on the harp. So that's also a big challenge for me, and I hope to continue. Well, the theme is French, so I'm actually only playing French music here by Debussy and Saint-Saëns and Ravel. But the pieces are mostly like in the Impressionist and Romantic period. And the pieces by Debussy and Ravel, which I will be playing on Saturday, they've been specially written in the time that the harp was developing itself and that harp makers, harp builders, were trying out different structures of harp, and they asked the composers, Debussy and Ravel, to write music for this new instrument. So not only are those beautiful pieces, they are also very important in the history of the harp. I started to arrange pieces already from a young age, but I always felt a little bit insecure because you're touching original music and changing it. But then a few years ago I met the American composer Philip Glass. He is known for also music for films, Hollywood films, and he listened to my transcriptions and was very happy in the way I did it. And also another composer I met after that, Ludovico Einaudi, who said the same. So in a short amount I met several composers that were very happy to hear my transcriptions, which gave me a lot of certainty that I could do it. And since then I've been looking for music that I think could also fit on the harp. Not everything will fit. Well, when I arrange, sometimes it's even almost like composing, because you're taking apart the music and you are trying to think as if the composer has written it for the harp. So I can use special effects that only the harp can do, but at the same time I try to imitate the original instrument as well. And that is a big challenge with the harp. My goal is to bring out as many different colors as possible and also imitate different instruments. Well, for me, I get very much inspired by nature. I love to go out in nature for hikes, but also I'm a jogger as well, so I like to jog through nature. And when I'm in nature, I can feel very free and that everything is connected. And when I play music, I also try to not be scared on stage, because it's really, I feel very lucky to perform and to share my music with the audience, and I really try to engage the audience as well, to get to know them through playing the music. So that is one thing that inspires me a lot. And another thing is meeting musicians and artists and composers, and not only musicians but also people from other art forms, dance for example. There's also dance in this festival, which I'm looking forward very much to see, or sculptures, or writers, actors. I think it's all very much connected. For me, new music means a lot of diversity, and for the harp it means that I can open up all the possibilities and really try to put the boundaries as far out as possible. Sometimes new music is connected to difficult music, that is difficult to listen to. I don't think so. At least there are very many different kinds of new music. There's also new music that is, it's very melodic and easy to follow. Also, of course, music that is more difficult with the rhythms and melodies. But for me, there's always one big goal on top of all the pieces I play, and that is that it needs to communicate, that you need to tell a story with your music. Even though it can be very difficult to play, you always have to try to bring across a message. Otherwise, the music stops here and it doesn't go out. I can say one more thing about new music, because when you have a piece written for yourself by a composer, you can collaborate also with the composer and talk about the possibilities on the harp. Actually, there are not many composers that can write well for the harp because they are a bit scared. It's a difficult instrument for them because they're not writing for it every day. like instruments like the piano or the violin, they're used to write for those instruments. But the harp, they only learned at school from a book. So for me, I feel like there's a personal task to help them as well, to engage them and to play for them different possibilities, so they can hear and see what happens, and also see that the harp cannot be compared to a piano, for example. It has similarities with the piano, but it also has a lot of its own sound and colors that a piano doesn't have. I've had the opportunity to play on a lot of great stages. For example, my debut concert at Carnegie Hall in New York was for me a very big thing and very impressive to do. Thinking about something that impressed me on a personal level is actually that I also have been performing more at pop venues in the recent years, so both classical venues and also pop. And I did one concert where people were standing, so it was as if you are at a pop concert, no seats, just standing. And I was very scared that they would not handle 2 hours of standing and that they might get bored or start talking, but it was the opposite. I've never experienced that people were standing before and also were so focused and concentrated listening for 2 hours, and I enjoyed it very much. I think it's great that there are so many people coming to this festival from all over Korea, and that they also bring their children to educate them on classical music, and that they are very warm-hearted towards the artists. I feel very welcome here and very much appreciated, and it's a great place to make music and to share music. I would say emotion. It's a language that touches the emotion of the people, and for everybody it will be different because everybody has different emotions, different experiences that they have brought with them from the past. 감사합니다. Thank you for watching this video. It is my pleasure to be here and to talk about my music, and I hope that you will also learn about the harp as a solo instrument and find out what it can do. So 안녕히 계세요. Bye.